Hey, this is Caitlin
And Ben.
from Homestead Collective with Ripe Creation Media. Happy 2019.
Woo!
Woo! We are bringing to you our monthly living room sessions. And this month for January, we have our friend Scott Smith here doing a spoken word piece. But before we get started, we always ask a couple questions. So Ben's going to ask one.
All right. I know it's been big on the internet. So is a hot dog a sandwich?
What? This is
Some
big
people-
on the internet
Some
right
people
now?
say it is. Some people say it isn't.
Oh my goodness. No,
Why?
it's not a sandwich.
Why isn't it a sandwich?
Because it's its own category. Hot dogs are fantastic.
I agree.
They are not sandwiches, though.
Perfect. Anyway, Caitlin.
Straight and to the point. Glad we got that figured out. I feel like that was a big solution in my life. And the second question is, so this piece that we're gonna do, what has inspired it? How did it come about?
Yeah, so it was actually a couple of years ago in partnership with a guy by the name of Dan Jaffe. He had to do a school project, and we tried to put something together as a fundraiser for the Philadelphia Project that has a building. It's called Wakefield. And so there was this campaign called Restore Wakefield. And to kind of get that off the ground, the hope was to do something creative and to put art out into the world that would be valuable. And so we wrote this piece. It was actually three of us. Josier Antoine, shout out, true poet. Haitian Bars, love him. And Ashley Clark. She's amazing. She's a Philly-based poet. Really, really amazing writer. So we actually wrote the piece together, and then we put it into like a selection. We recorded a video and sent it out there as a way to let people know about Restore Wakefield as a campaign. So that was kind of what inspired it, and the take of it is kind of we wrote it from the vantage point of the building. So as if the building itself was speaking and sharing its story. That's kind of how we came about writing the piece.
Awesome. Here it is.
They say home is where the heart is. Mine is still beating, barely. I've watched you all pass me by, hoping for one of you to stop and lend a hand. Neglected and hidden in plain sight, forgotten and withheld from the world's eyes, defamed and slandered and nullified to be just another figure of desolation. I'm now kenneled to stray cats and dogs and vines, shimmying up and roaming around my callous frame. I felt the strain of abandonment for too long. I haven't furnished home in years. My appearance makes it clear that I've lost control, but I believe my story's not over yet. They labeled me condemned. Then again, so was my creator, and I can still feel his presence flowing through me. Yet I haven't known my purpose in a while. You should have seen me before. I felt like Eden on the seventh day, but my, oh my, how things can change. Abandoned by the street side, confessions whispered through the weeds, and crimes couldn't prove that beauty still lies beneath. Each brick tells a tale, makeshift calligraphy few can interpret, but my last stone has yet to be overturned, so I yearn for the promise of redemption. I need to feel the sun's rays ricochet through my darkness, exposing spiraling fractures, the prognosis of a mess in process. I have a history to share, but for too long locks barred these doors. I know the condition of my present experience existence is hideous, but there's a promise of peace, that someone might deal gently with me.
You repair, you renew, shining like the dawn, breaking through. You will raise foundations of generations, bringing restoration in our hearts. Lord, how beautiful you are.
Developers wanted to knock me down a few years ago. Kicked me out of my own neighborhood and bring in what they'd call gentrification, but they were just trying to line their pockets at my expense, so I stood my ground. My fingers linked hands like kids at the schoolyard, and I think someone higher up had other plans, so I'm still standing. I'm resilient, but not as strong as I once was. I felt the rain on my insides too many times, it has left me cold. Influenced by the influenza and the decadence of materialism with a virus, with a common cold. My heart is still beating though, and I'll make myself a healthy home for someone one day. A few months ago, my deed changed. I don't hear the screams anymore. I was attuned with the stench of death inside. My doors wrenched open and I never felt so ashamed. The rot, the smell, the darkness. I was barricaded to suffer in silence, carrying the burden of 1,000 crosses. Something has changed in me. Music, melodies generate the energy to shine light into vacant space, urging me to rid myself of debris. I felt my cavities being filled. It was painful, but I'm starting to smile again. I hear laughter. I feel warm hands massage my skin with something that makes me stronger. My gates are rebuilt and secure from invaders. I never thought I'd be embraced with love again, but now I see myself for what I'm becoming.